this lighting is not doing me any favors. That's worse. Anyway, okay. I had my first meeting with the behavioral health department. In other words, a therapist. In other words, trying to see if I qualify for the surgery as far as my mental health is concerned. This is by far the scariest part of this as far as I'm concerned. Okay, well, no, there's two things. One is, of course, is insurance actually going to pay for it? They should, but you know it's insurance. The other thing is, will I qualify mentally? Which I don't really think is fair, but whatever. So I went in, and first I got yelled at because I didn't fill out all of the mental health pre, paperwork. This stupid things. Yes, no, have you ever in your entire life type thing. And at the advice of my doctor, I have declined to fill those out because, I haven't always had like the most perfect mental health state. I do have mental health diagnoses. I have treatment resistant depression due to circumstances. So whatever, I cope with it. I deal with it. It's fine. Basically, I don't have a brain chemical imbalance, so antidepressants don't work on me. So I have to do other things other than pop a pill. I was afraid that was going to stop everything cold. It gave her question, but again, she takes all these things and does exactly the thing I was most worried about. She has like this little Excel sheet type thing, puts in the numbers, and they add up or they don't, and do I qualify or not? As far as that goes, I qualify. Great. But guess what? I failed because, okay, brace yourself. Again, they put me on metformin, which is a diabetes drug, even though I don't have diabetes, I have pre-diabetes. It is not the one that's making everybody lose weight, but hey, what the heck? It's trendy, let's do this. I had the terrible, horrible side effects, did everything I could to sort of mitigate them, and guess what? Because what I had to do was eat the equivalent of a meal, and then take the pill, and then to eat a second meal, and about 50% of the time that would keep me from getting sick. That's considered binge eating. That's considered active current binge eating, even though I don't have binge eating disorder. I have anorexic behavior, I have orthorexic behavior, I have bulimic behavior, I have exercise bulimic behavior. I've never had binge eating disorder, and I definitely know the difference between being like out of control when I'm like, say, absolutely compelled to make the numbers add up with the anorexia. This is actually the number one reason why my doctor suggested having a gastric bypass, was because then I won't have to sort of pay attention to the numbers, and that I can then just go with the feeling, and I'll have a smaller stomach so I can lose weight without being caught up with keeping track of numbers. But the amounts that I was eating all at once for this stupid medicine that they put me on, now I have, within the past month, binge behavior. Anyway, so that almost gave me a nervous breakdown. But I read the notes, and the notes say that currently, based on what I've said, that they need to do more work with me, but that it's not in total going to keep me from having the surgery as of right now. But they need to have me go do therapy with this therapist, which Normally I don't really, this is going to sound awful. I don't care. And it's going to sound like all the rest of the people, but I don't care. She is this older woman. I don't know, maybe she's my age. Um, but, she's rocking pure white hair. Teeny tiny, skinny little woman. And I'm like, how can you understand and relate to anything that I'm going through? And normally I don't have that reaction when I see people. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But this, she has so much power and control over me that she can just say, no, you're not going to have this surgery. One person can make this decision who has no idea what my life is like and what I've been going through and everything else. She can't, she wouldn't let me go into detail and explain. She was just like, again, this was a yes or no, answer this, that, or the other. Do I fit all the little boxes that they have? And that is so annoying because people are different and everybody has a different sort of situation. Like, currently I am single. That's apparently a problem. I'm like, bull. No, I'm not a lesser person and unworthy just because I'm single. Hello, what? But apparently that's like a red flag. It's a red flag that my parents are dead because I can't lean on them for support. Well, guess what? If they were alive, they'd be leaning on me for support. That's all they did for the last 5 years of their life was I was constantly taking them to doctors. I wouldn't have had it. I didn't have time to take care of myself. That's why one of the reasons I'm in this condition. So I don't think it's fair. I don't like it at all. I've been in therapy before. This is not a normal therapy. If you've had any sort of therapy and you're like, oh, this is going to be like that. No, no, no. This is extremely like it's not about me. I don't know, maybe it'll change. This was just the first appointment. It's not about me or what I need or what I want. It's like, can they force me into the little boxes and squares that they have set up to be able to sign off on this? Which, that's not like a huge question I would like to ask. I didn't have a chance to ask any questions, God forbid. But I would like to know what exactly is the point. I know they're never going to say, oh, we're looking for this, because then I'll just parrot it back to them in order to get the approval. I understand that, but I don't understand. I don't understand what they're looking for and why and how all that relates. It's very nerve-wracking and anxiety provoking. Because I don't see the point. Clearly there is a point. Insurance requires it, blah blah blah, but I don't get it. I don't get it, and that is annoying to me. And actually, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, and I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to sign a non-disclosure if they actually give me the answer to say what it is that they are looking for. Because again, the red flags that they came up with. Because the thing is, they don't think I have a correct support system. Well, guess what? No, I don't have the traditional support system that other people have. Not my fault that everybody's died on me. If I was 20 years old, it would be a different matter, but I'm not. I'm 51. Again, even if my parents were alive, what would they expect them to be able to do for me? Nothing. They wouldn't even be able to go to the hospital to drive me home after the surgery. Nothing. They couldn't have done anything. So, anyway. But I did it, and I've got an appointment again in 2 weeks. I have my next actual thing that I'm doing is a procedure. They're doing an endoscopy, which is a little because they're going to put me under. That's next Friday. That's a week from today. Wow. Anyway, that's what's going on. And that's what the first appointment was like. And I wish I could report things that are a little bit better, but that's what my experience was.